Hello and welcome to VR Reviews. Today we'll be reviewing the Marvel Select Iron Man. So yeah, this is Marvel Select Iron Man. This is the first Iron Man that they made to my knowledge, unless they made Ultimate Iron Man before they made this one, but I don't know. This is first regular Iron Man anyway. Of course there have been movie Iron Mans and stuff since then, but I don't have any of those. This figure is actually a bit better than I thought it would be. He looks pretty good. He's got some really nice reflective paint and stuff on him. Comes with a cool base. Articulation's okay, could be better. Apart from that, he's a pretty decent figure. Let's go ahead and zoom in for the articulation, sculpt paint details, all those sorts of things. Alright, starting off a quick size comparison. Here we have Iron Man, of course. Here's a Marvel Legends size Hellboy and a Marvel Universe size Wolverine. As always, the Marvel Select is the larger of the three. He should fit in fine with other Marvel Select scale things, which is around 7 inches or so. Also, here he is compared with the Marvel Select Iron Man 3 War Machine, which is a little bit taller than him, which I think works out just fine. So they will make an acceptable pair if you want to use them together, which is what I'm doing at the moment. Anyway, let's get War Machine out of here and just look at Iron Man. Alright, here we have Iron Man. We'll zoom in on his head in a minute. He's got some shoulder pads here, which are not particularly bulky. The arc reactor bit here in the center. Very nice glossy red paint on most of his body, and then everything else is a slightly duller gold color. Not really any noticeable shading, which is fine. You don't usually see shading on glossy paint, from my experience anyway. Lots of nice sculpted detail in the armor, line work, kind of stuff you would expect to see on a modern version of Iron Man's armor, like this one. Flip him over in the back. Lots of nice sculpted detail here. If you look at his hands, they do have their little repulsors there in the center. They are both in this sort of flat position. And although I haven't talked about articulation yet, they don't have hinges, so they're not really good for repulsor blasts, which is my main complaint about this figure. Anyway, zooming on the head sculpt really quick. Alright, here's the head sculpt. It's same color as the body pretty much, that dull goldish color and that shiny red. See the eyes painted in there, they've got yellow with a black outline. Turn his head to the side there, you can see some more details. I feel like his face has some sort of strange jutting out bottom piece that I don't like. It's not a big deal, but it's something that I've noticed, and I don't really care for that part of the design too much. But, not a big deal. Anyway, let's zoom out and look at some articulation. Articulation-wise, this Iron Man figure actually has better articulation than I thought it would whenever I got it. But I'm still not hugely fond of it. Almost every joint in this figure is a ball joint, so that's different. His head is on a ball hinge, tilts up about that far, goes down fairly well, rotates. Ball joints at the shoulders, up and down, forward and back. The shoulder pads are also hinged, so they'll move with that. Ball joints here at the shoulders, in and out, rotation. Rotation here at the wrist, no hinge, waist cut, ball joint hips, in and out, forward and back, upper thigh cut, ball joints at the knees, rotation on both ends, and of course flexing in and out, and ball joints here at the ankles. So rotation, moving in and out, things like that. So yeah, like I said, almost entirely ball joints, except for the wrists and the waist. Just a bunch of ball joints, and it causes all of his sort of pieces to get rotated around and put in kind of the wrong place really easily, as you can see if you look at his legs right now. It's not a huge problem, and none of the ball joints are especially tight, so they do rotate around just by picking him up and slightly moving him. But, yeah, he can move around a bit. Like I said, the main problem I have is with no wrist hinges. If he had wrist hinges, I would like him like 10 times more, but for right now, I'm pretty much just limiting him to flying poses. Speaking of flying poses, let's go ahead and move on to his accessories, which are his base that allows him to fly about with fiery jets and such things. So there are actually two pieces to his base. We've got the big fire jet here, which has really nice paint and sculpt work on it. It's got two pegs up here for him to stand on, and it has two holes in the bottom for you to peg it onto this big circular silver thing with the little pink lights on the side. Not actual lights, of course, but painted lights. Or you can just stand him on the big flat thing if you want to do that. I personally have a lot of trouble actually managing to stick the two bases together, although they are meant to go together. so I've just not been using the bottom piece. But it's not a big deal. The Firejet's really the only part that matters, in my opinion. Either way, really nicely detailed base, very useful for flying poses. Anyway, let's move on to the packaging. Packaging wise, Iron Man comes in your standard Marvel Select packaging. Big window here, Iron Man across the side, got your logo down there, Iron Man artwork on the spine, on the back, picture of Iron Man, Hulk, and Captain America. I actually have all three of those figures. I've got a review of Hulk up. I'll be doing Captain America at some point, but I haven't done him yet. As always, these are good for in or out of package display, so yeah, Iron Man. Alright, that wraps it up for Iron Man, so until next time, goodbye! Hello, you've just watched one of my videos. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed my videos. If you didn't, run away and never return. Also, feel free to check out my other channels, Venom Raptor for all my variety gaming content, and VR Reviews for reviews of various action figures and collectibles. Thank you, and goodbye.